Look up your building's washer-dryer model on eBay and order a key for it. I haven't paid for laundry in years and it cost me $8. Sleep like a baby knowing you're not paying for on-site laundry. Edit. There seems to be some confusion about this. I'm not referring to opening up the coin deposit box of the laundry machines, rather just the control panel that allows you to start the cycle. Do not touch the coins. THX for the gold-silver. If the person sitting in front of you on a flight reclines their seat all the way back and leaves you with no room, turn on the aircon above you to full blast and point it at the top of their head. If they're sensitive to it, especially if they're bald, they'll straighten up their seat. If not, then you'll both be uncomfortable for the entire flight. If a relative keeps asking you about having kids, lie that the wife is pregnant. A few months later, tell them there was a miscarriage, so they'll feel uncomfortable bringing up the subject again. This is a repost from last year, but the holidays are coming up again, so thought I'd bring it back. If you're initiating a divorce, secretly arrange consultations with all the best divorce attorneys in your area before choosing one and filing. Once they have met with you, even briefly, they are considered biased and will have to recuse themselves from representing your spouse. If you live near a US military base, it's a really good time to install Tinder. Military girlfriends' wives are freaks. And their spouses are about to be deployed for at least a year. Start making those inroads now. Edit. My name is Bill, but I'll remind the wives of the butter to call me Jody. If you accidentally scratch someone's car, write a note in shaky handwriting saying you are 5 years old and fell off your bike. Then leave $5 saying it's all you had. If you have a significant unexplained employment gap that is hurting your resume, claim that you were providing full-time end-of-life care for a grandparent or other older relative. I found this out because it actually was true in my case. I had a 14-month employment gap after college, so I could care for my grandfather who was dying from brain cancer. That gap has always hurt me. When I explained it at an interview recently, the interviewer's entire opinion of me changed in her eyes. That gap initially meant I was lazy and coasted for a year after college, and once I told her I was caring for my grandfather, she realized that her perception of the situation was wrong. After that, I wrote it in my resume like it was a job, and bam, significant increase in the number of interview callbacks. It's a perfect lie, no one can verify it, they can't ask you details about it without being a dick, you can be as vague as you want, and no one will press you, and it makes you look like a goddamn selfless hero. Edit. My biggest post on Reddit is encouraging people to lie about dying relatives. I worry about what this says about me. Edit 2. So this blew up, and I've seen a lot of comments questioning the importance of wage gaps, so I'm going to use this little spotlight. I have to give some unsolicited advice from a manager's standpoint. I work in management and I do a lot of hiring, so I want to say in no uncertain terms that unexplained employment gaps do raise red flags. I get enough resumes on my desk that I have to narrow down real quick, and employment gaps are an easy category to thin out my stack. That being said, there are a lot of good reasons for employment gaps. If you have one, don't be afraid to put it in your resume if you learned something or gained some valuable experience or insight. You might have something that I can't get from Greg, who worked accounting for 20 straight years. If you traveled for a year after college, summarize what skills you acquired. You can adapt to new environments easily, you work well with a diverse team, etc. If you provided end-of-life care, you learned a lot of responsibility, you deal with stress and difficult conditions well. If you spent your 2 years unemployed sniffing glue in your mom's basement, I can't help you besides telling you to lie, but as a manager, I just want to know that you did something valuable with your time. In fewer words, don't leave your employment gap up to my imagination. I'm cynical enough to fill it in with glue sniffing or prison. Also, just to answer this line of inquiry that I have seen definitely leave rehab out, I have 3 other people just as qualified as you sitting on my desk that didn't just tell me that they used to have an impulse control problem. I love second chances and all that, but my job performance is partially determined by the quality of the team I hire. Risks, no matter how noble, aren't in my best interest. Keep hydrated at work. You'll need to take a lot of bathroom breaks. This will make up for all the breaks smokers get. Might as well double up and start smoking. At colas have a 20% chance of being infected with chlamydia, with many more carrying the disease. If you are harboring cola refugees from the Australian bushfires and you cheated on your spouse and got chlamydia, use this as an excuse. If a website requires you to enter payment information before getting a free trial, create an account on the Spanish or Belgian PayPal, since those don't require you to enter a credit card to create the account, and then just add it to your payment info. Want to cut into another lane of traffic, but nobody will let you in? Cut in front of a Tesla, autopilot will force the car to stop. If you are a small business owner with a significant competitor, hire homeless people to bother their customers. Homeless people are an eyesore and can be dangerous and unsanitary. No customer to a new bar or restaurant wants to be near them or be bothered for money 10 times a night. If you pay a few to sleep, live, beg near a business, odds are fewer people will start going to that business and your store wins out. If you glue a dead wasp to the palm of your hand, you can hit your boss on the back of the head as hard as you like and act like you saved him. Glue a bunch of live ones to your entire body, that way you can fly away through the window before he figures out what's going on.
Thanks for watching. I would highly appreciate it if you could leave a like and subscribe.